Hey guys, had another request to do an update video on my Livestrong Treadmill. So I thought, I'm working out, may as well bring the cameras down and let you guys know what I think. It's been a couple of years, so I've got a pretty good idea of what's going on. There's about 250 miles on the machine right now. I don't know how accurate that is. I haven't been very impressed with the electronic system on this, so like it still says my 5-kilometer record's almost an hour and a half, which it's definitely not an hour and a half, maybe 25-30 minutes at the highest, especially on the treadmill. I use this treadmill most of the winter, and then I usually head outside and run around the community in the summer. I'll pop down if it's raining or if I just don't feel like going outside. It's a good machine for what it is. There's a lot of things that I would change, there's a lot of things I don't really like about it, but it's a treadmill, it lets me run, I can change the speeds, I can change the incline. There is one little modification that I'll show you that I had to do just in order to keep the belt working, but I'll show you that. I haven't heard anyone else having the same problem. I did look a little bit when I first started experiencing the issue, and there was nothing online about it, so I kind of did my own little fix, and it's held up pretty good for the last 2 years anyways. Other than that, I'll do a little bit of a cool down here, maybe some stretching, and then I'll show you guys the modification and kind of point out any of the other problems that I've been having. Alright, time to cool down. Just going to show you my little modification here. So there's 4 screws on this, 2 in the back, 2 on either side. Just unscrew those. This will slide out and off. So this is where your motor is and all the electronic stuff. This is where I was having the issue, is that this belt would keep falling off of the end of here, and it was simply because the motor itself was twisted sideways. Now there's 2 screws, one here and one here, well there used to be one here, that are supposed to hold the motor straight. Now I wasn't able to get them to work in any way, shape or form to do what they're actually supposed to do, and there's actually 2 in the back here as well that I've taken off that were supposed to hold it straight. So I took off these back 2 because the holes didn't seem to be lined up in the back to keep the motor straight. It was always turning forward like this, and the belt would fall off, and then the whole treadmill would stop and I would go running straight into the electronics on the front. So I took those 2 off, I took this one side one off. I've pretty much tried absolutely everything to get these to work the way that they're supposed to work. Now this was about 2 years ago, and since I've made this change I haven't had a single problem with the belt. It doesn't seem to be misaligned in any way. Everything's still exactly how I left it last time I opened it up. So the modification worked. So if you are having the same problem where the belt keeps falling off the end and it gets stuck right in between these 2 and it just makes a horrible noise, then this is the easiest way to fix it, is to take out those back 2 screws, and then you can kind of mess with the front screws to make sure everything's lined up, and hopefully you should be good to go. So it's not too difficult, but like I said, it took me forever to figure it out because I had to try about 1,000,000 different things to get it to work. And you just got to make sure that these clips are all down before you try and screw everything back in, otherwise the screws won't go back in. There we go. And then when you want to put this back on, just pop it on, slide it forward, put the 4 screws back in, and you're good to go. One of the other problems I've been having is that sometimes when you hit certain inclines, the whole machine starts to make a loud squeaking noise every time your foot hits. Now it seems to me that it's just in between 2 of the incline stages, so it's just falling below, like if you're at 3 it'll fall below 2.5 and 3, somewhere in between the 2. You can fix it pretty easily just by going incline up or incline down, and it seems to get rid of the noise. Next time you go to the incline 3, it probably won't make the same noise again, but sometimes it does. Now, like I said, completely random. Happens from time to time, probably once out of every 2 or 3 times that I use it, I'll get the squeaking noise. Now, I wasn't able to replicate the sound today. If I, by happen chance, get the sound before I put out the video, maybe I'll try and record it just so that you guys can hear what it sounds like, but as of right now, not able to replicate the issue. So some of the issues that I'm having, if we just go all of these memory slot USB ones, I can't get any of them to work. I can't get the website to work. I can't get any of the firmware updates to work. Nothing online or custom seems to work with this at all. So I'm not very happy about that. I've tried to get a hold of the customer service. I never got a response back. When I called them, there was no response. There was no nothing. So I kind of gave up. But all of these seem to work. Mostly what I've been using is the 5K and the 10K, just because then it kind of tells me how far I'm going. I'm more of a distance person than a time person. So if I can get in 5 or 10Ks in a day, that's just right for me. But yeah, none of those seem to work. The fan that's on here as well, it works. Does it keep you cool? Not really. And I usually set up a fan to the side just to make sure that I can stay nice and cool while I'm running. I do have a heat vent right above me, and when it's minus 40 outside, the heat vent usually turns on right when I'm at the hardest part of the workout, and I need nothing but cold air, but I get a nice blast of hot air. So as far as everything else goes, it's a treadmill. It does what it's supposed to do. You can't really complain for anything beyond that unless you really wanted to use the custom memory slots and keep it updated with the firmware, which isn't really a big deal for me, I guess, in the long run. As long as it has the 5K, 10K, that's all I've used and that's all I really need. If I need anything else, I'll just go outside and run out there. So, final verdict, I guess, is if you wanted to buy it for the use of a treadmill, to be able to change the speeds and incline and have it work for you, it should be good enough. I see no reason why you wouldn't be able to use it for what it's intended for. If you want to play with all the gizmos and gadgets, probably not the greatest thing for you. So, until next time, thanks for watching this video, guys, and I'll see you guys next time.